What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, we're doing another episode of This Week in Warframe, where we go over the weekly Nightwave challenges, what you can expect this week, and just go over some weekly loot that might be available to you if you have access to all this stuff. As far as news this week, we actually have a very, very important week coming up. We've got multiple dev streams by DE talking about the new update Veilbreaker, and potentially even, some Wukong nerfs and AoE nerfs. We will see what happens. We'll get concrete information on that. But before we get into it, we are recording this video live on Twitch right now. If you want to come and check out the live stream, be my guest. We got people, theory crafting stuff and all that in chat. And if you just want to stop by, usually having a good time. So, all right, let's go over the news first, the more important part, because this is Nightwave challenges. You technically do get access to, if you do every little challenge, you'll have access to this Vile Discharge mod this week, which I'll probably have a video out in, tomorrow or the next day. But, who's actually been doing all these challenges, seriously? I'm surprised I even made it this far with how much time I've been taking off of these challenges. So, as far as news, though, this week, we got tomorrow, so August 22nd at 2 p.m. ET, we're going to have the Soulframe Warframe transition stream. That means, basically, you're going to see Steve as a Warframe dev for one of the last times ever. He's going over to Soulframe, the other game DE is making, and other developers as well. So it's going to be a little ceremony thing. Nothing involved with the actual gameplay of this game or development of it. Well, I guess technically with the development of it, but yeah, it's not going to be a news stream. It will be a ceremony kind of stream. But the big thing we're looking for after that is on the 26th, next Friday at 2 p.m. ET, the official DevStream 163 for Veilbreaker is going to show what is going to be contained in there. If you've been watching my previous videos, you might know that it will be basically a new endgame sortie tier and other things of that nature, so keep an eye on that. I will have lots of videos on this channel covering that as well. So let's get into these Nightwave challenges. Some of them are kind of crappy, like this one right here. One of the Elite Weeklies is complete 3 different sortie missions. You cannot do this in one day. You have to beat the sortie 3 different days. So 3 different login days for that week for this Elite Weekly. Thankfully, I did enough challenges. I don't need to actually do this one. I'll still have access to Vile Discharge by the end of this farming session right here. So, But let's just go over them in order. So we got the first normal weekly, Cache Hunter. Find all the caches in 3 sabotage missions. My main suggestion on this one is either go to the Infested Hive mission on Eris and get those sabotage caches. They can drop shell shock and all that. But the main one I usually go to is Cervantes on Earth. I just find it the easiest. Bring a frame like Zaku or Limbo, blow up all the loot on the map, and the loot radar will show you where the remaining loot is. That will most likely be a cache, and you get bite and stuff like that from Cervantes on Earth. So that's what I'm recommending to you. Pretty straightforward, but you do need to do it 3 times. So that'll be a total of 9 caches, I believe, on Earth. So yeah, there you go. There's other ones too, but some people like the Void. If you a really long-term player, you might know the Void caches very well, but I usually don't go for the Void. Next Elite Weekly, we got 6 rare gems in the Plains of Eidolon. Actually, I consider this one easier than the Orb Valis one because the caves for Plains of Eidolon are a lot more defined. The one, I think it's called Hex Stiletto, on the very far left side of the map. There's so many gems in there. There are a good amount of enemies in there too, but if you throw on an on-call crew member that can watch your back, or maybe even a Wukong clone, try that out. I'm not sure if a resource drop chance booster still works on these gems, but I believe it did used to work, so that's good. Next one, feed any resource to Helminth. If you don't have Helminth unlocked, the way you get it is you go to the Deimos open world and get rank 3 with the Syndicate, and then go to the Sun NPC and buy the Helminth segment, unlocking it. You can feed a resource, just gives you transfer abilities from one frame to the other. You know how it goes. Pretty straightforward there. This one should take you under a minute if you have it unlocked. If you don't have it unlocked, don't worry about it. There's a lot of other challenges you won't be able to do either. Next one, the hardest challenge in the entire game. Complete 3 capture missions. So, the capture missions can be pretty difficult when that guy shoots you. The enemies have guns in this game, and including the capture target, he also has a gun. So, he does fight back, but if you can fight it in your heart to beat 3 capture missions, maybe someday you actually get Vile Discharge. So, yeah, good luck on that one. End game tier right there. Next challenge is another one. Eat 8 waves of Sanctuary Onslaught. Now, it doesn't need to be Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, but I'd recommend that you do Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, because normal Sanctuary Onslaught, let's be real, we got Korra Prime in the game now. Who is going to run normal Onslaught, unless you want the Helminth from Korra? There is really not much of a reason to do the Eat waves of Sanctuary Onslaught. So, yeah, Elite Sanctuary Onslaught also technically counts. You get Radiant Relics from that. You get like bunch of XP or affinity, whatever they call it nowadays. And yeah, level stuff up really quickly. Pretty straightforward. If you want access to the new Strange quest, which is a pretty early game quest. As far as the two elite weeklies, we already went over them kind of, but the other one, like, so one of them's complete 3 sorties. To get access to sorties, you need to beat the War Within, and that's what you get. And then after that, we've got the Day Trader, so beat 3 wagers in a row for Index without failing. Basically, you could do it solo, where you have like play Revenant or something, just like watch the banking spot, or you could have like multiple players, have like one player do a CC frame, other players play Revenant or whatever. That's what you could do, and that's enough of that. Let's go over the Nightwave store and what Teshin's got. So Teshin's got a useless Zal Riven for 75 Steel Essence. Don't buy it, or you're not my friend anymore. I can't look at the actual Nightwave rewards in the relay, so let's go back to the ship and look at those. All right, and we got a 62-hour drop chance booster. That will definitely help me out, I guess, if I do that arbitration later. Okay, as far as the credit offerings, we got the evergreen stuff at the top, and as far as helmets, got the relatively new Hero Crucis helmet. I really like this one a lot. So yeah, if you don't have this yet, I mean, it can go with lots of different looks for Hero, but we do have Hero Prime now, so I would understand if you didn't buy it, but it is relatively new, so you might not actually have this one if you look in your inventory. Rest of this stuff, Revenant Vania is a big upgrade over normal Revenant, but now Revenant has the Revenant Deluxe skin, so it's like, do you really need this? Wisp Gouth Helmet is a huge upgrade over the thumb head that Wisp usually has, but a lot of players also have already gotten the Wisp Dax skin, so, you know, I would still say this is worth getting, especially if you don't have a Wisp Tenogen skin, but, you know, if you already have Wisp Dax, debatable. Wolf Hood Blueprint. This is going to be for your operator, not for your frame, actually. So, if you want to look like the Wolf of Saturn 6, there you go. And what else we got here? Nihil's Obulette, which is like a little mission to get the Vitrica from, I believe. Zaku helmet is nice for Zaku. I like this. I usually am always rocking this helmet on Zaku. And as far as... oh, we got a Protea helmet, too. Protea helmet. There's 2 different Protea helmets. There's this one, and there's another one. So, this is the one I personally like more, with the ponytail on the back. Kind of looks like a mechanic working on some cars with like the baseball hat and all that. So let's go over the augment mods, or aura mods rather. We got Infest Impotence, Sprint Boost, Rejuvenation, and Corrosive Protection. As far as which ones to pick out of these, I'd say you're actually good for all 3 of these ones on the right. Infested Impotence is not used anywhere at all. And it's actually not, I believe it's actually worse than it actually says on the card here, because there's a radius that this works at. It does not work in the entire mission. So don't pick this up. But Sprint Boost is good for like Volt and all that, getting faster speeds. Rejuvenation's really, if you're a newer player and you don't have this is really good. This is built-in health regen for you and your teammates. 3 health per second. If you have a lot of armor, you will feel like a complete tank on the star chart. So definitely pick this up if you're new and don't have it yet. It's better than Physique, I'd say. And if you have 4 people in a team with this, that's 12 health regen per second that stacks between teammates. So really, really good. It doesn't really scale that well, because enemies start dealing enough damage to kill you, like at level 30 probably. Corrosive Protection, this used to be the meta. It's not the meta anymore because they nerfed how it works. It used to give you more removal per mod, but now it's like 18%. So it's not even full armor removal anymore. Still sometimes nichely useful, so I'd say you should still have it in your arsenal. And as far as Mastery Fodder weapons, we've got Jaw Sword and Pangolin Sword, both pretty good stat sticks as far as Riven stats are concerned. Jaw Sword has the Blade of Truth augment, I think it's called, where it gives you increased melee damage. Pretty much just a side grade kind of situation with, I guess, and it might technically be an upgrade over Spoiled Strike if you're about to use Spoiled Strike on your build. But yeah, the weapons themselves aren't that great, just basically stat sticks. And as far as PvP augments, we got Brainstorm for infinite ammo on the Gurkada, as long as you get headshots. Rumbled, which makes you a giant rock for Atlas, which is pretty much one of the worst mods in the game. And Deceptive Bond for Loki. The decoy takes damage for you instead. That does not sound very good. Alright, so that is going to be it for the Nightwave. Let's go take a look at my invigorations. I'm really hoping we have something cool, like really powerful, or something involved with arbitrations, because those are the main things I'm doing nowadays, is just like trying to find goofy, fun stuff. And as I can tell from just looking at these are not going to be extremely exciting, but let's just take a look at them anyway. So we've got Ability, Strength, and Efficiency for Caliban. Dang. If I had an Override available, that's got to be one of the strongest invigorations possible, because that's 2 ability stats. Power, Strength, and Efficiency. Blind Rage reduces your ability efficiency but gives you strength. So that would offset Blind Rage. Oh, if only it wasn't for Caliban. Dang, dude. If I had an override, I would put this on, like, Saren or somebody. But dang, it's on Caliban for the whole week, and I don't have an override available, so... And the funny thing, too, is that Caliban's first ability won't even get saved by this. But moving on, we've got ability duration of 5 jump resets for Atlas. I cannot think of... that is really bad, because Atlas does not want to jump because he has prime foot on the ground. And I actually mod my Atlas for, like, negative duration, so that one's really, really terrible. And then for Grendel, we got primary crit chance and energy rate. A relatively okay one for Grendel. Just, make sure AoE weapons have more crit and all that. But I'm really just looking at this Caliban one thing and, like, why'd it have to be Caliban, dude? If this was on, like, an actual, like, good... Like, if this was on, like, Wisp or somebody... More like, if it was on, like, Saren, it would be amazing. So, either way, guys, hope you found this video helpful. Just a reminder, there's going to be those streams this week. Big week for Warframe news. And, yeah, make sure you check out the live stream channel if you haven't already. We're having some fun today. All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.